guys, we are back. I think I'm gonna do 2 videos for you all this week. I wanted to continue with my series, but I also wanted to throw in what I've been loving to do and what I feel like a lot of you guys are loving right now. So this video is going to be continuing with my series of what we can learn from certain shows from in the past, you know, the nostalgic shows that actually had meaning. So as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about an amazing show today. At least I think so, which I will be watching again this fall just to keep myself entertained and have something to bring me joy. So yeah, I'm just rambling on. But if you are new here, welcome to Joi Serendipity. We are diving deep into one of the most iconic shows of the 2000s, continuing with my seasons of lessons we can learn. So make sure you are subscribed, you put on your notification message so you can just continue to get fed these gems. At first glance, Gossip Girl, it's a drama. There's designer outfits, there's wild parties, and yes, there's a little chaos. The reason I like this show because it kind of reminds me of Pretty Little Liars. Well, Pretty Little Liars came after, but it reminds me of the two. But beneath all of the chaos and all of that, the characters teach us lessons about ambition, love, friendships, boundaries, self-worth, and even surviving social politics. So grab a comfy seat and let's unpack the wisdom hiding in the Upper East Side. Grab your tea as well, because you are going to miss it. But yeah, I have just a plain green tea. My allergies have been acting up. So yeah, grab whatever you like to enjoy. I'm filming this in the morning, so it's going to be tea in an empty stomach. I think I'll do 3 videos. I'll do a grocery haul today, guys. But anyway, yeah. Let me get a sip of tea. Hopefully it's cooled down a little bit because, oh my goodness. No, that's still too hot. I'm going to burn my tongue. But yeah, welcome. I have good lighting, so, you know, we're all good. So I would say in the show, lesson number 1 is reputation is powerful but fragile. So remember Serena's return in season 1, episode 1, her re-entry into social life? It really showed how quickly gossip shapes perception. Gossip Girl's blog dictated how people see you, often unfairly, which you see that in the world. People primarily focus on the negative things about you, the negative news that goes on with you, but they never pay attention to what was actually positive, or even the fact if the negative news was real or not. So Blair meticulously curated persona is constantly under threat, showing how fragile reputation can be. And I completely agree with that, even in our adult age, because we know in high school it plays a big role, in college it plays a big role. You can do so much to build up an amazing reputation, like have no bad things on your Carfax, but one quick slip up, one big mistake, or even the tiniest mistake can mess up your reputation as a whole. I feel like that kind of sucks, and I mean, it's life. Unless we all come together and try to like change it, things are never gonna change, but whatever. So your image can elevate you or it can harm you, so protect it intentionally, but don't let others define your self-worth. You can do 2 at the same time. We all need to be mindful of how we present ourselves, but authenticity matters more than perfection. No one's perfect. Everyone knows that. So stop trying to be perfect and just be yourself. People gravitate toward people who are authentically themselves. Sometimes you may get pushback, but at the end of the day, we all cherish people who actually aren't copying others and are just being who they genuinely are. Why this matters though is Gossip Girl shows how quickly someone's image can be elevated or destroyed by rumors. Serena's reputation is constantly scrutinized. Blair's carefully constructed persona can be crumbled in one instant. So in real life, social media amplifies this lesson. You see the reels, you see the highlights, the good parts, you see the good portions. But it can all be altered. Your reputation online and offline is part of your personal brand. Think of yourself as a brand. You're going to want to protect it, but don't sacrifice your authenticity. I know we're all getting tired of seeing people post the same things, pretending to be what they're not so they can get accepted and views or go viral. Me personally, I curated my algorithm to follow people who are themselves. I don't want to see the same video. Get ready with me. No, I don't. Unless it's interesting and you're being yourself. But it feels like the same robotic voice and they're doing the same things. Like, it doesn't feel genuine. I would actually watch a get ready with me while I go fail my college tests, and then tell how you didn't study, and then you take us with you afterwards saying, yep, I failed that. Like something like that. I would respect that more. But I digress. You can control how you respond to what people say about you. You can't control what they say about you. So the key takeaway for that lesson is your worth isn't defined by gossip or public opinion, but by your actions and your integrity. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely watch the show, because I feel like not only can you learn a lot, but it is very entertaining. And I don't like shows where the plot is very, very predictable. Like, those bore me. I will actually fall asleep. So along with there being lessons, it's very entertaining. So definitely check out the show. Sorry, I gotta make sure my battery isn't dying, my battery life. Okay, we're good. Okay, back to what I was saying. So, on to lesson 2, we are gonna talk about how ambition can be your superpower. I know in a couple of other videos, I told you not to be too ambitious, but it can also be your superpower when done the correct way. So, you guys remember when Blair's battled to get into Yale, while also balancing love and friendships? That's a tale as old as time. We've all tried to balance ambition and a relationship and this and that, and it does get overwhelming. Blair showed that ambition drives growth, but obsession can hurt relationships. Her scheming sometimes crosses ethical lines, yet her determination teaches us the importance of setting goals and aiming high. So set high standards for yourself. Chase your dreams relentlessly and embrace your inner Blair when it comes to professional or personal growth. Sorry guys, I told you I think I'm getting sick. I also want you to keep in mind that ambition is only dangerous if it consumes your morals or blinds you to the people who truly care about you. If you find yourself putting your dreams ahead of others, because you do sort of need your small ecosystem to get to where it is you want to be, the success, the achievement. You need those few people in your life to keep you grounded. So if you find that your goals, or you going after your goals, are getting in the way of that, you may want to reconsider how you're going about achieving them. That's just my opinion. Blair's drive for Yale, social status, and career success shows that ambition fuels growth, but unchecked, ambition can also hurt relationships if it becomes manipulative. You know, those people who like knock down others to get to the top. I can never respect those people. You should not have to hurt others in order to climb to the top, because was it really ever you that achieved it, or was it who you knocked out the competition to get to where you want? You can use that as an example in the rap game going on with the women right now, but I won't talk about that because I quite frankly don't care. But yeah, you can use that example too. But all I'm saying is the key takeaway is ambition is a strength, but it should empower you, not control you or isolate you. So keep that in mind. The next one, I would say the next lesson is that friendship dynamics are complex. Now, we've already known my opinion of what I think about like friendships, it should not be one-sided. Like, I go over this all the time on all of my platforms, so make sure you're following me on there, as well as check out some of my work, because I talk about this. I'm very, very opinionated when it comes to this topic, but we're strictly sticking to gossip, girl. So I'll give you a scene that I remember. Blair and Serena's fight over Nate in season 1. So that fight highlights jealousy, rivalry, loyalty, and all of that coexisting. Their friendship survives, but not without reflection, apology, and forgiveness. And truly, is a friendship ever the same after a fallout? If we're being quite honest, like, you guys can make up, and every relationship does have fights, but are they ever really the same after a fallout? I don't think so, but I mean, I could be wrong, or just speaking of my opinion. So, but that's how I feel. I've got to pay attention to my time. Alrighty, but anyway, so deep friendships will test you. Learn to navigate jealousy, competition, and misunderstandings. Growth often comes from conflict, not just harmony, but be careful about that whole thing. But you learn a lot from the fallouts, whether you like it or not. The friendships that last are the ones where honesty and boundaries are prioritized over pride. Pride will get in the way and be the reason and the root of so many fallouts and endings of relationships. I think it matters because, remember, Blair and Serena's friendship is full of love and rivalry, jealousy, and loyalty. It's messy, but they endure it. It endures. Conflict is a part of growth. Friendships will test you, disagreements, opportunities to set boundaries, and practice forgiveness and communicate. Communicate. We talk about that, but also comprehension of what's being communicated is just as important. Like, I can just speak my truth so much, but if that person is refusing to comprehend what I'm saying, like, what is it even worth? I digress. True friendships survive challenges because they're built on honesty, respect, and mutual care. That is your key takeaway from this lesson. You need to have a friendship built on honesty. You need to have mutual respect and mutually care about maintaining the friendship. Like I said, you should not want one-sided relationships in any aspect: friendship, family, love, work. If you feel like you were the only one putting in the work, maybe you should reconsider and go find someone else who wants to do the work as well. Friendship and relationships are work. Lesson number 4, I would say, is love is complicated. We all knew this. Love is not easy, but you need to know your standards. Chuck and Blair's on and off romance, passionate, but often toxic. Their romance was toxic. I'm sorry. And a lot of people like to romanticize toxic relationships. In my younger ages, I was like, okay, this is cute, this is fun. The adrenaline rush I get from this on again and off again thing is fun. As you get older, you realize time is your only non-renewable source, and you do not want to deal with someone wasting your time, being hot and cold, being on and off. At some point in your life, you need to grow up from that. Their love story is intense, exciting, but full of red flags and miscommunication. Meanwhile, Serena and Dan show how seemingly perfect relationships can fail due to misalignment in values. So, what I mean by that is, like, say you've been together with someone for years, and I'm using this as an example because I have a friend who's going through this. Say you've been in a relationship for years, but which you should still be growing regardless of being in a relationship, growing as a person, individual, as well as in that relationship. But if you find yourself growing and your values are changing and differ from your partner's, maybe you guys aren't meant to be together anymore. I'm so sorry. There is some values and morals that you should not change on, regardless if the person that you're dating has different, like, morals than you. You're going to grow, and sometimes you outgrow them. Okay? Choosing partners should be intentional. Emotional maturity, communication, and alignment and values should be your top priorities. Sorry, if the guy you love, he could be the most attractive, but if those things that I just listed aren't good, then I don't know what to tell you, but I don't see that relationship lasting long unless you're settling. And settling is no bueno. It's not. You're going to end up resenting that person. Never compromise your standards for drama or infatuation. Love should elevate you, not diminish your self-worth. I think I should repeat that. Love should elevate you, not diminish your self-worth. Chuck and Blair's love is passionate but often toxic. Serena and Dan's relationship highlights the importance of shared values. Impulsive decisions often cause heartache. Oh yeah, we'll just do this now. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I don't know if I want this, but let's just do it. No, don't do that. Don't do it all. You'll end up regretting it. Don't confuse chemistry with compatibility. I've talked about this on my platform, and a lot of women were like, you know what? You're right. You are right. Don't confuse the chemistry with compatibility. Emotional maturity, shared values, and respect should guide your choices in love. Your self-worth sets the bar. Never compromise it for excitement or fantasy. You will end up resenting that person and regretting that choice. Trust me, I know. Learn from my lesson. Lesson number 5, I would say boundaries are essential. Again, I've talked about this. Gossip Girl leaks secrets. Serena, Blair, Chuck, and others struggle with privacy invasions. I know who Gossip Girl is, but we won't talk about it. May she rest in peace. Sorry. Some characters overshare, others guard themselves. Boundaries protect emotional health, privacy, and energy. And sometimes even your relationships. Too many people are nosy, and in people's relationships, that's how a lot of relationships fail. But yeah, learn to say no, recognize when people are draining you, and protect your inner world. Boundaries aren't selfish. They are the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for others. Like I always say, boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They filter out the people who are willing to respect your peace and your self-love. If they can't do that, then filter them out. They have to go. Find people who can accept your boundaries. Gossip Girl thrives by revealing secrets, showing how violating privacy causes stress, betrayal, and conflict. Characters who protect themselves are far better emotionally. But I don't know. Boundaries protect your energy in relationships, and saying no is not selfish. It's a form of self-respect. Boundaries safeguard your well-being and teach others how to treat you. You can't really control how others treat you, but you control the standards you set for them. And if they can't accept it, they can exit stage left. But I don't know. Another lesson I would say is growth is not linear. This tea will not get cool. Chuck's evaluation from a selfish, reckless playboy to a man capable of love and accountability. Yes, people have to grow into being who you want, but don't stick around. That is another lesson for another day. But yeah, every character stumbles, makes mistakes, and learned, but it's messy and non-linear. Serena learned to accept that. You have to be willing to choose what it is you're willing to stick by and accept, and what is your breaking point. I just wanted to put that out there. So Serena learns to accept responsibility for her choices. Blair learns humility. Chuck learned to prioritize connection over control. Growth is a process, and your mistakes do not define you. They are opportunities for reflection and change. Don't be afraid of messes. Don't be afraid of missteps. There are the chapters that teach you who you're meant to be, and we don't love a boring story. Come on now. If I'm reading memoirs, I would read someone who's been through some stuff over someone who had everything handed to them and they just, life is perfect and yada yada yada. Like my memoir, you will not catch me. What's going on? You will not catch me just writing. I don't have a boring life. I've been through some stuff. So stay tuned for my memoir. It's taking a while to read it because I'm going through the emotions again. But yeah. Reflection, accountability, and persistence drive personal growth. They are a part of your journey. Don't get discouraged by the setbacks. Accept them, learn from them, and look at it as opportunities of learning. So the last lesson I would say, which there are multiple because the show is quite long, so if you want a good show to watch during the fall, definitely check out this show because I think it's an amazing show that you can have on repeat, and no matter how far into the future we get, the show will never get old or lose references. Last lesson is the danger of gossip and comparison. So Gossip Girl's blog posts fueling envy and insecurity. Nate versus Chuck, Blair versus Serena, Jenny versus Blair. Gossip creates drama and stokes competition and undermines self-confidence. Comparison traps you in someone else's narrative instead of letting you define your own path. Avoid gossip, resist comparison, focus on your journey, celebrate others instead of competing unnecessarily. That's all you got to do to thrive in life. But we have so much comparison going on, competition that doesn't need to be competition. It gets us nowhere. So yeah, I would say social media or real life chatter is powerful, but your worth isn't determined by what others' opinions are of you. So stop listening to opinions of people you would not trade lives with. Gossip Girl thrives on creating insecurity, envy, and competition, and constant comparison erodes self-esteem and distorts perception. Avoid comparing yourself to a curated images on social media or listening to malicious chatter. Focus on your own progress and celebrate others without judgment. Your journey is yours. Comparison and gossip distract from growth and self-love, and I feel like that is the point of the whole show, outside of it being entertaining. Gossip Girl isn't just teen drama, it's a lens for understanding social dynamics, self-worth, relationships, and personal growth. From reputation to boundaries to friendship to ambition, the show reflects timeless human truths we can apply to our lives, even outside the Upper East Side. So a recap of what I basically talked about. Reputation, ambition, friendship, love, boundaries, growth, gossip, and comparison. Even in a world full of drama, gossip, and designer labels, Gossip Girl teaches us timeless lessons about human connection, self-worth, and intentional living. So, I want to hear from you. Who do you relate to the most from the show? And who do you relate to the least from this show? And which lesson hit home for you? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to hit a like, a share, just subscribe, support your girl. It's free and it will mean the world to me. If you love this deep dive, make sure to subscribe for more girl chat style reflections of life, media, and self-growth. Until next time, remember, your story isn't written by anyone else, only you hold the pen. Unless you're religious, but you get what I'm saying. So again, like, subscribe, share. I will see you in the next video. I should be hopefully making 2 this weekend. Also check out my other videos of lessons we can learn from stories because you can learn quite a bit. But yeah, I love you guys. Stay tuned.